Hello folks, and thank you for joining me live here on my page, Be Weightless. This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami. I help moms find body bliss in just minutes a day without any gyms and without counting anything. So if that appeals to you, make sure to like my page. I wanted to hop on today and talk briefly about kid-friendly snacks. As I was polling hundreds of people on Facebook about their biggest school lunch struggles, and yes, it is back to school season, so we do need to be aware that there are different challenges both in terms of your time commitment and your money and your energy when it comes to packing a healthy lunch for your school kids. So we wanted to talk a little bit about healthy snacks, because that's one that came up quite frequently when it came to the moms that I polled in various Facebook groups. And one of the number one things that has come up with these moms is, I don't pack my kids' lunch because either, the school lunch is sufficient, my kid will actually eat the school lunch, or it's more inexpensive for us to do the school lunch. In some cases, if you're free or reduced lunch or that sort of thing, it's cheaper for you to get the school lunch. So there are a number of reasons why moms said, well, I don't really pack my kids' school lunch, and that's okay. Yet, a number of these moms also said if their kid is not eating properly during the day, they make sure to have on hand some really healthy snacks. And I just wanted to talk briefly about different kinds of snack options and why those may or may not be the healthiest for your kids. And so I'm a mom of two girls. I have a teen who's going into high school this year, and I have a first grader. So their idea of snacks and healthy has changed throughout the years. But in terms of being a health coach and a mom, I have certain criteria that I use when it comes to healthy snacks. First of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room. You notice I've got an elephant behind me. Snacks. Let's be real and talk about the kinds of snacks that our kids tend to eat. Goldfish, granola bars, yogurt, potato chips or crackers, sometimes trail mix, depending on what kind of family you come from, heavy on the chocolate, less on the nuts, maybe no nuts at all. If you're in an allergy classroom, you might not be able to provide nuts to your child, that sort of thing. Those are the typical kinds of snacks we pack in our kids' lunchbox, right? Or that our kids pack for themselves, because those are the kinds of things you can buy in those big packets at the grocery store, and they come in conveniently packaged little things, so you just grab and go. Or your children grab and go. Super easy to keep in your car. If you forget something on the way out the door, you can keep a box in your car. I mean, I get it. It's convenient. It's already packaged for you. It's ready to go. If you do the Costco or Sam's Club membership, you're buying huge quantities of it for cheaper prices. And you don't have to spend a lot of time prepping, preparing, that sort of thing. So I totally get it. When you look at those snacks in terms of health, though, they are not the healthiest. And this is not news to some of you who are listening today. So you're like, oh, yeah, duh. I know that crackers and goldfish are not healthy for my kids. Yet, it's easy, right? And it's convenient. And sometimes it's cheap. So it's hard to avoid doing those kinds of things. So I will be going through a couple of cheap, friendly, on-the-go options that work really well for my family and are also very healthy. If that's something that appeals to you, wonderful. Thank you for joining us live. And I'll also post a resource below this of a list of 25 what I call super snacks. I put it for women, but it's for anyone, and you don't have to be a woman to enjoy these super snacks. And they're super convenient and friendly. Some of them are ones you purchase in the grocery store. But first I wanted to address the types of snacks that we traditionally feed our kids. And I say we because, yeah, I sometimes default to these too. I'm a normal, average person, and I'm not always trying to go for the gold when it comes to the healthiest option. I'm going for the gold when it comes to what's not going to make my kids whine and complain. So I get you. I feel you. I'm right there with you. So first of all, let's talk about those snacks like goldfish, crackers, chips, that sort of thing. Some folks and some moms will make it a point to purchase the super expensive versions of these snacks that are labeled organic, soy-free, non-GMO, what have you. I mean, the ones with the specialty labels on them, or that you get at specialty stores, or they're in the specialty section of your favorite store. These are typically $1 to $2 more per package that you're purchasing, but you tell yourself it's good, right? Because you're feeding your kid. Yes, you know it's a cracker, which crackers are not the most balanced thing to eat, but it's organic, right? It's non-GMO, it's reduced sodium, it's no added sugars. I mean, we get fooled into these things a lot, right? The food manufacturers are very savvy to what we as parents will filter out of our grocery cart. And they use all sorts of techniques around this. You don't want me to get into that because I'll step on top of a soapbox, and it's very interesting and intriguing and very mind-blowing actually what these techniques are. We'll talk about that in a different video. My personal belief and opinion on these types of snacks. So maybe it's the same thing. So the other day I was with my daughter at a park, and my friend was so nice to offer me some bunny snacks. So it was Annie's. So Annie's is a brand that is all organic, non-GMO, that sort of thing. So it appears to be the healthier version, but it was basically goldfish, right? Goldfish with some of the less desirable food ingredients that you can't pronounce and don't know what they are. It tasted more like a Cheez-It, and my daughter didn't end up eating it. At the end of the day, I want you as a mom and as a person who has a busy lifestyle to not just buy things that appear to be healthy, but also are saving you some money, because we don't want to run out of money. We want to make sure the things we're packing are healthy, but also cost effective. And in that reign, you do not need to purchase all organic foods, at least not the crackers and the pastas and all those sorts of things. If you want to spring for the additional cost of that, that's fine. Maybe it gives you some sort of peace of mind, but there are no long-term or significant scientific studies that show that those types of organic non-GMO products are any healthier for you in the long run than either their cheaper cousins. I'll call them cheaper cousins. So at the end of the day, it's best not to get those types of foods at all, regardless of how many labels and terms are on the food label. Just get something else, which is a more natural whole food and will save you a bunch of money and really is healthy. It doesn't have a bunch of labels to tell you that. You just know it's healthy. That's my soapbox in terms of the crackers and the chips and those sorts of things. Don't waste your money on the organics and all that stuff unless it's super important to you, or you have extra money to burn. Maybe some of you do, and you're like, okay, it's important to me. Totally cool. You do not have to spend that additional money if you don't want. You can save yourself some money and some time by just using whole foods. The other thing that commonly ends up in your kid's school lunchbox is a granola bar, right? I mean, you go down the lunchbox aisle in the grocery store, and there are literally 50 million different types of granola bars. I am a bar fanatic, especially as a nursing mom. I nursed both of my children, and I was a full-time working mom at the time, so I was obsessed with producing enough milk for my children, which means I got really good at making homemade lactation bars and that sort of thing. I literally made a different bar recipe every week, maybe 4 different bar recipes every week. At one point, my husband's like, how many more bars are you going to make? So I have perfected my bar making technique. That doesn't mean I don't still default to some protein bars at the store, or Kind bars are one of my favorite. Think Thin are some of my favorite. Those are not necessarily snacks that I would encourage for you to put in your kids' lunchbox. Yeah, Kind bars are probably better for you than Think Thin bars, but that's just more for adults. There are certain ingredients in those types of foods that could upset your kid's tummy, because sometimes it upsets mine. At the end of the day, though, again, when you make it homemade, and I will pop some recipes on here, raise your hand or give me an emoji in the comments below this video if you want specific bar recipes. You want chocolate chip bar recipes? I got a handful for you. You want something that's crunchy? I got a handful of recipes for you. You want something that's soft and chewy? I got recipes for you. Basically, I can cover all of your bar needs below this video. So comment and let me know what type of bars you tend to gravitate towards, or certain ingredients that you don't do, and I will help you with a resource that is homemade and cheap and tasty. Your kids will eat it. Yes, there will be a little bit of time, but bars are super easy. You mix them in a bowl, you press them in a pan, you heat them for 20 minutes. You can even make them just before you go to school, or it could serve as a breakfast if you run out of time in the morning. So homemade bars, hands down, healthier, better for you. You can put ingredients in there that your kids aren't aware is a healthy ingredient, and can sometimes serve as breakfast as well if you're grab and go in the morning and it's just crazy morning and you have so many things going on in your head. Bars. Skip the granola bars and skip the bar area. in the grocery store, because those things are super overpriced, full of crap in most cases, or it takes you 2 years just to find out which of the labels has the best ingredients. You know, sometimes it's like a throw of the dice, which one of these is better for my kid, who knows? Or you just choose whatever's on sale. You can even still make it at home for cheaper than you can buy it for sale at the grocery store. So this is kind of like a budget friendly edition of what to pack in your kids' school lunch for snacks. Lastly, let's talk about yogurt. Almost everyone I know who's a mom has packed or does pack yogurt for their kids. Why? Because it has protein, right? Yogurt has protein, and kids will eat it. And the food manufacturers, again, have served our needs by giving us handheld and portable versions of yogurt. You don't even need a spoon anymore. Super awesome, fulfills all of our needs, right? Protein, our kids will eat it, and it's portable. How can you get much better than that? I have a bone to pick with yogurt. Yogurt is, again, you walk down the yogurt aisle and you literally have an entire wall full of choices. If you've seen my video before, I talked about freedom and choices and how the more choices you have, the less freedom you actually have. So this huge gaping wall of different yogurt options is not giving you freedom when it comes to your food. It's just not. It's giving you so many things to choose from. You get overwhelmed and you leave the store with whatever's on sale or whatever has the most attractive label or whatever your kids point to because you know they've eaten it before. The yogurt aisle is a problem. Obviously, you know you can't do the mix-ins with the little candy pieces and little cookies and all that crap. Yeah, I know, my kids ask for that stuff too, and I say, not happening. But there are other things you can mix in. Some of them have like nacho chips, if it's like a savory yogurt dip. Some of them have like nuts, which can be a good thing if your kid's classroom is not allergy issue, you know, full of tree nut allergies. There are other things that are healthier, but when you look closer at the label, you notice that some of those nuts have other things like soy. I mean, why do you need soy in nuts? But sometimes you'll see that because they're prepackaged and processed and they're going to have a bunch of added stuff in them. And the other bone to pick, which many moms are aware of and do their best to avoid, is added sugars. Yogurts are basically like sugar bombs. And depending on which brand you buy, they can literally have 3 times the amount of sugar per serving that they do actually have of protein. When it comes to my own family, I default towards really good protein sources that are plain Greek yogurt. Yes, I will sometimes buy my kids the frou-frou kind of yogurt stuff because, you know, again, I'm a real mom. I've got real issues, and I want my kids to be full. So yeah, I will sometimes buy the chocolate yogurt, which is full of crap. I will sometimes buy strawberry yogurt, like custardy kind of yogurt. I will sometimes buy those things because I know my kids will eat them. However, for our main yogurt needs, we use plain Greek yogurt. By the way, if you want to have a recipe for frozen yogurt bark using plain Greek yogurt, raise your hand or comment below this video and I will pop that recipe in there. Super convenient, easy. It's portable. It's convenient. Your kids might actually eat it because you're mixing in your own ingredients in there, which is usually fresh fruit and chocolate if you choose. So, you know, that's a good option for you to also keep your kids' lunchbox a little cool. So if that's something intriguing to you, homemade frozen yogurt bark will save you some time, will save you some money, and your kids might actually like it and eat some fruit while they're at it. So let me know if you want that recipe. So yogurt, you know, avoid the sugars if you can. Make sure the protein content is high. Make sure there's no mix-ins. And make sure it's a brand that your kids will actually enjoy. I've tried basically every Greek yogurt there is out there. Chobani, Faya, Ellie Quark. I've tried a variety of yogurts out there. My favorite still is Faya, and I still use that. I always get the total if I find it. Not all stores carry the total. Total means it's full fat. Go for full fat whenever you can. It's creamier, it's tastier, it fills up your tummy, it sticks to your ribs, it's all the good stuff. By the way, yogurt is a good one to have that's not pre-sweetened because you can use it in a variety of other ways in your kitchen. You can use it to marinate meat. You can use it as a substitute for sour cream. And that could be in dips. It could also be in baked goods. I use yogurt for some of my muffin recipes. You can also use it for, there's so many ways you can use yogurt. I love plain Greek yogurt. But that's just to get you started. You can also make popsicles. The summertime is not over yet. You can make popsicles out of Greek yogurt instead of ice cream. And your kids will still love it, and you can still mix in some tasty fruits. You know, you can still get some tasty fruit out there at the farmers markets. So yogurt, yum, 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 yum. Make sure it fulfills the needs you have. It's portable. Let me know if you want my frozen yogurt bark recipe, and I'll shoot that over to you. It's convenient, and if you get the big jug of the plain Greek yogurt, it can last you a lot longer than a single size container. So good things to know, more cost effective. Today we've talked about some kid-friendly snacks that you can pack for your kids' lunchbox for back to school. If I have mentioned any recipe on this video that you want to have, please comment, send me an emoji, what have you, and I will share a link to something that can help you. However, I do have a special invitation because, you know, this is just skimming the surface of everything that you have available to you when it comes to packing healthy snacks for your kid. And it doesn't just start with the lunchbox. It can be with your after-school sports. It can be you know, in the car when you're going from school to dance rehearsal or that sort of thing. You're a busy mom. I'm sure your schedule is getting a little overwhelming right now. I just looked at my schedule for September. It's getting overwhelming. So, you know, be prepared and have these snacks on hand. I invite you to join the early bird list for my Superhero Lunchboxes program. What this program is it's basically meal planning on steroids for your kids. And it's super fun because it's superhero themed, of course, and it includes affirmations that have superhero characters on them. You're going to get up to 50 plus recipes to really satisfy your kids' picky palates. I know they're picky because mine are too. And all yummy recipes, kid approved recipes, ones I've tried in my own kitchen, ones my kids eat up like crazy. In addition to the healthy snacks that I've talked about today and ways to select the healthiest one, you will also get sandwich ideas. You will get the unwich ideas, so not sandwiches, but things that are like noodle-based or grain-based. You will get ideas on dippers. If a kid can dip a food, they're probably going to start experimenting with different tastes than they normally choose. So if your kid's picky, find a way to have them dip their food. Oh, they're going to love it. There's all sorts of different fun kid-themed recipes that we're going to have in this Superhero Lunchboxes program, in addition to superhero affirmations so you can nourish their mind as well as their body. I will also supplement this program. So the program is one you can purchase right now for $49. However, I also am running a 5-day kind of live video and bonus recipes group, which starts September 4th. Right now, there's nothing for you to purchase, but if you're interested in this program, you can see the link below this video and join my early bird list where you will get some additional free bonus content just for joining my list. You don't even have to purchase if you want the free bonus content. Some of this includes the Picky Eater's Guide to Eating Healthier and my 25 list of super snacks that can apply to your children as well. Thank you for joining me live here. This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami. Don't forget to join the early bird list for my Superhero Lunchboxes program. And don't forget to let me know if there's any specific recipes I can support you with in the meanwhile. Take care and have a great day.